I sound amazing. I've been sick this past week, and I hope you don't get it because this one has been really awful. I get the side benefit, I guess, of maybe sounding a little bit like Barry White.
So, what do you want to do?
The YouTube algorithm overlords wait for no one. So since I am on tons of drugs right now...
I didn't exhale?
I thought it would be really appropriate if we talked about ADHD and drugs and medication. So let's get the hard drug stuff out of the way.
She's coming to get me!
The dog, Mr. Herc?
No, her!
Who?
You know her! Herc! 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 Oh my God, she knows my name! She knows everything! She's coming to take my soul!
Just about the worst thing you can do with ADHD is take hard drugs. What they do is they make our ADHD deficiencies even worse. So while we have problems with impulse control right now, if you're on something that removes impulse control, just don't. Lots of really bad life choices. This also includes marijuana. Marijuana literally does horrible things to the ADHD brain. Alcohol is the same thing. Since it's essentially liquid courage and removes any inhibition that we have, just stay away from it. You'll be much better off. Let's talk about prescription medication. My favorite analogy is that an ADHD brain is essentially a Ferrari engine. However, we have bicycle brakes, so we can't really stop ourselves. What stimulant medication does is it takes those bicycle brakes and it beefs them up so that we can control our attention and we can regulate our impulses. In order to get stimulant medication for ADHD, you have to have a diagnosis, which means you go in and you talk to a psychiatrist and they diagnose you as having ADHD.
Let's try to look at the upside of this, shall we?
Keep in mind that every psychiatrist you go to, they're most likely going to want to re-diagnose you. I've been diagnosed 3 separate times. Only 2 of them were for medication. I'm doing really great right now.
You all right? Well, not sure.
Oh, I forgot to mention non-stimulant medication. Some psychiatrists will want to try non-stimulants first, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Usually it comes in the form of an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety, and it all just depends on how you react to the medication. Medications do different things to different people. However, ADHD is a family thing, so we kind of share it around like a cold. Where was I? So if you don't want to try ADHD stimulant medication, that's fine. There's lots of things you can do lifestyle-wise, and we can talk about that. In fact, we have, and we will continue to, because whether you're on ADHD medication or not, it always helps to do those things. Future topics. So if you want to try ADHD stimulant medication, here's how it's probably going to go down. You'll find a psychiatrist in your area. Don't go through an online teledoc because they cannot prescribe stimulant medication. You'll meet with your doctor and then they'll diagnose you for ADHD, whether you have an existing diagnosis or not. And then they'll talk to you about medication. That's pretty much what you're going to get out of most psychiatrists. At least that's been my experience. They're there to write prescriptions for medications.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I tried asking one of my psychiatrists once about lifestyle benefits. And they said to me, you should learn how to use a calendar really well. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute, wait 1 second. I think I'm onto something here.
They should start at the bottom dosage. So this is the lowest dosage that medication is available in. They'll try you on it for a month and they'll see how you do. At your next meeting, you'll come in and they'll say, how did the medication go? And you'll say, oh yeah, well, most likely at that point, they'll bump up the dosage a little bit. This process will continue until you get to a dosage that is working for you and that you're able to function in a non-neurospicy world. If your medication really isn't working for you at all, then you might talk to your doctor about moving to another one. What's the next thing we're supposed to talk about? There are side effects that can come with stimulant medications. Let's start with the benefits. The biggest one for me is being able to focus at my job. Another major benefit for me is help with emotional regulation. They just make emotions a lot more easy to deal with. A lot more easier. The next one is impulsivity. Stimulant medication helps to really rein in that impulsiveness. Now that can be a good thing or a bad thing. So I've heard of people who take stimulant medication, but they're in some kind of creative field of work. And so what they like to do is not use their ADHD medication where they need to get lots of really good ideas. And then they'll take their meds on other days so that they can function and get stuff done. So now we'll take the rose-colored glasses off and talk about some of the side effects that aren't so nice. It's much easier for me to hyperfocus when I'm on stimulant medication and to continue to hyperfocus. So sometimes I forget to do things like go to the bathroom or eat or, drink water. Stimulant medication helps us to be more in control during the day, but when it wears off, usually around dinner time, there tends to be a pretty hard crash.
Say hi to your mom for me.
Say it yourself. She'll be on stage in 5 minutes.
Also, when they wear off, sometimes people can get a little more hungry, and so they end up eating a lot in the evening. I haven't really seen that with me or my kids that take stimulant medication either. But they don't turn you into a zombie necessarily unless the dosage is way too high or you're on one of the really old school medications. What am I trying to say? They don't turn you into drug addicts. They aren't gateway drugs into hard drugs.
1 hour later.
So what experiences have you had with stimulant medication or maybe non-stimulant medication? Have you gone to a psychiatrist? What was your process like? And most importantly, have you had any crazy side effects from stimulant medication that you're willing to share? Dump it all in the comments. Super excited to read what you guys are going to put in there. I'm going to go lie down for a while, but I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. I look forward to the next one where we engineer the crap out of ADHD.